I still haven't beaten Chimps on Last Resort yet, so let's do that today. But not just beating Chimps, but black bordering it, aka beating all round 6 to 100 in one try. No restarting any rounds allowed. And not just that, but I'm feeling pretty bold in trying an additional challenge on top of black bordering, which might be a little bit crazy. But you may have seen on this channel several times before, if you watch frequently, that I occasionally show or talk about tier lists. Like this one, a comprehensive tier list for Chimps that has been ranked by the top players in the game. And I don't just like to look at the S and S- towers, but the bottom of the list. And over down in D tier, ignoring the moneymakers in Chimps, we have the Crossmaster, Super Maelstrom, and Spirit of the Forest. Now again, I'm not the one that made these, so don't start flaming me. But I will explain why those are the worst towers in a second, or rather, why they rank it as the worst towers. And so yes, we're gonna black border this advanced map, not just for the first time, but also with, apparently, allegedly, the worst towers, not necessarily to black border with, but in general. So that tier list is normally based on the hardest maps, because on easy, beginner, intermediate maps, usually those maps are easy enough that any strategy can work on it. And so that's why the only way to differentiate it is based on the performance on the hardest maps. So Last Resort I would not consider the hardest map, but I think difficult enough that, once again, with the black border, it'll be quite the challenge. It'll probably take multiple restarts here. Like, for example, round 8 here is a straight line. I guess I'll just add another Dart Monkey, and hopefully that's enough for round 8. Come on. Yep, seems good. Round 9 super sus, but also okay. We'll hopefully try to save for Etienne. Also, why Etienne? Because, well, looking back at the tier list, the lowest ranked hero that's not Benjamin is apparently Etienne. Which honestly makes sense, because if I recall, Etienne has rarely been touched by balance changes, so in a world of power creep, where every tower has been buffed in the last 20 updates, I guess Etienne stands alone in being the same power as he was several years ago. We'll drop him over here, and hopefully the drones can help defend round 12, which is another straight line, so let's watch carefully, or rather his one drone. I might be cooked here, but I like the straight line action of the drone, actually perfectly placed. I think one more thing I should clarify here in terms of the challenge is that we're gonna try to get as many as those D tier 5 as possible, and also make them remain DPS. I don't know if I can do all 3 of them. It is a lot of money to spend, but I would say the bare minimum, I gotta get 2 of them. So right now, since I dropped the Dart and the Druid, probably looking at Crossmaster and Spirit of the Forest. I'll try to fit Super Maelstrom if I can, but if it's to sacrifice the black border, then maybe not. Let's do crossbow early. Oh, right, and I think I need to buy earlier, because the round 15 lane is also really short. Again, this is basically going in blind, so we're gonna have to basically build on each run. So once again, expect a lot of fails. Alright, so knowing 15 Tard, let's drop the 5 drones, and yeah, we're good now for sure. Once again, divisible by 4 rounds are the scariest, so definitely drones for round 20 here. And we're good. And I think we can save our way to the jungle of the Druid now. And a good time to bring up why the Druid is ranked so low. Hang on. Round 12 might kill me. 22. Come on. Oh, that blue balloon was tight. Scary stuff, but jungle of the Druid, drop down, should pretty much save us now. And that should be, I think, strong enough towers to get us through at least to the mid-30s, I would say. And so, again, now I can explain why the jungle of the Druid is so bad. Well, several updates ago, they made a change that gutted the tower. TLDR, the thorns that spawn from underneath the Druid vines are so much worse because it can't create another pile unless it's finished popping the initial balloon. And so that dropped it from a very good tower to very awful save up. As even the tier list reasoning, it massively struggles on multi-lane maps. And Spirit of the Forest is the same thing. The vines are only half as plentiful, so you're mostly just getting it for the, the damage over time on the ground. Now, however, this is not a multi-lane map. Technically, there are 4 lanes, but only 1 is active at a time. So I think for the purposes of Last Resort here, the jungle or the Middle Path Druid is not actually D tier, But of course, once you get to extra maps, then you're almost never going to get a single lane map. Unless it's, I don't know, Inferno, but obviously, that's not a real expert. Now, Bottom Path Dart Monkey, I think I've talked about multiple times already. You should know why it's not a good tower, but here's their reasoning in case you do want to take a raid. Just TLDR, it is a cheap tier 5, but it just falls off so hard before around 100, so you're better off buying other things for 23,000. And I think Sharpshooter and this can basically get me to round 40, but now I gotta think. Round 40 is a mob in a straight line, and I know this would fail heavily. So I gotta think, what's a mid-game that will get me through? Also, am I dead? Oh my god. Round 36? Hang on. I know the black border is dead, but I'm just testing. What else would get me through this round? Well, restarting would, for better vines. But yeah, that's unlucky. There's a bit of, like, differences when you retry the round, because then the vines will spawn out immediately as opposed to whenever it feels like it, I guess. So what would I do on my next run? 8.8k. Let me just see how close this is to popping. That's pretty far off. Well, I can't afford Spike Balls and Out Buff. I would consider this support, personally. I think I would like just some backup. Let's see if it works first off, though. Okay, it does, so let's restart, and I guess I'll do that. Pretty expensive, again. But for safety reasons, I think Spike Factory is almost a must on this map.
A few moments later.
So here's the round I died on, but thankfully this time, well, I didn't even need the Spike Factory because we got luckier. But we're building this up ahead of time. Now, question is, how can I save up 23,000 for the Crossmaster at this point? Do I think this is enough DPS? I don't know. It'll probably take till the mid-40s to afford it. Ugh, why that looks scary also. Part of me just feels super sus about this defense. Like, hang on, 43. I can't tell how much spikes are in the back because the freaking palm tree, frozen palm tree is in the way. So maybe a stronger stim would help my sharpshooter, like Pierce-wise. Think I should do it? You know what? Yeah. I think just a 401 is good enough for now. And there's like 10% downtime on it, but I think I'm okay with that. It's actually gonna take until the early to mid-50s at this point to afford it. Spooky. Anyway, drop drones for the Saram wave this round, because there's a lot. Hopefully I have enough for the Moab next round. Otherwise, again, I might be a bit spooked. But the thing is, the Moab on 50 is not on a straight line. It's only 52. Remember, just divide. If it's divisible by 4, then it is a straight line. Otherwise, the round should be much easier. Yep. That's easily handleable by the spike. Let's try last starting also for some straight lines. I guess that would maximize a bit more DPS out of the, a bit more damage out of this sharpshooter. And okay, that round wasn't that bad. And here comes straight line. Thankfully, I have UCAV, but it's not off cooldown. More than likely, I'll just drop drones this round, yeah? Alright, here comes the drones. Let's put it back on first. I swear to God, if we die here, I think we're dead. We're dead. Or not. Jesus, okay. How is 53? It's on the very, very big loop, so we should be okay. Plenty of time to clean stuff up. Is that right? There's 2, and there's 3. And nice, we can just use the UCAV this round. And there's the money for Crossmaster. Mid-game secured. At least I think it should be secured. Now, what I'll do is I'll try to save for Spear of the Forest. Like, mid-game isn't going to be the problem with these towers. I know they're going to be just fine. It's just come late game, I'm likely going to need a lot of support. Also, this map doesn't have a lot of space, so I'm pretty sure I just cannot fit a Super Maelstrom. Not the problem of just affording it, but putting it in a spot where it does damage and not eating away valuable real estate. So by far the biggest nerf to the Middle Path Druid came in the... Oh my god. Okay, that's scary, but it came in the Jungler's Bounty. Basically, it used to spawn 2 vines, but now it's just stronger Thorn Piles, aka 1 vine, which ain't too shabby on a 1-lane map, but it's just... You basically just think of it as the OG version 1 Jungler's Bounty, aka practically worthless. I'm also scared for my life against 63. I don't trust Crossmaster, so let's give pre-training and outbuff. And you know what? How about glue as well? We should buy Relentless before Spear of the Forest, I think. Once again, I'm scared for my life against the Saram wave, so let's start slowly. I'll drop UCAV if I'm spooked out, but okay, nah. We're good here for now. Only OGs will remember back in the day when Spear of the Forest was one of the worst towers in the game for a very, very, very long time. And it's kind of funny that after it, like, it's added a whole new attack that basically made it relevant in Chimps. And it hasn't been taken away, it just got nerfed a decent amount. But the fact that that nerf now makes it one of the worst towers. Yeah, it's still several times more powerful than it was several years ago without it. So if I'm doing the math, I think I have to survive the late 70s. To the late 70s with only Crossmaster. Yes, I know I said I was supposed to get a Relentless Glue, but I realized that, yeah, Moabs are not really the problem right now. Also this round, oh crap, I'm dropping Vines, or rather, the drones. And I'm gonna use UCAV to end off this round, and have the UCAV for 76 to nuke it all out. Watch this, this runs a straight line, but thankfully, that's some good group damage. Hopefully it comes back up for 78. I think it should. Yep, it'll be back. We'll use another drones here, just to be safe. And nice. And once again, UCAV here, because if we struggle to the Camo Ram Wave, then we'll have way more spikes built up. So now I gotta figure out what's a good supporting cast for the last 20 rounds alongside these two towers. I mean, again, I know I'm getting the Relentless Glue, so that's a first. But what does this D looks like it struggles to? Well, I would definitely say DDTs, right? They're just gonna go full on speed, and I know this isn't gonna do a lot of damage to it either. Yeah, I don't know. Right now I'm just thinking of the usual supports, you know, like the Moa Press and all that. Unfortunately, I'm out of village space, so everything would have to be full price. This for sure, though. 22k saved up. You know what, actually? I think I'll up the spiciness of this run, and that is, indeed, get all 3 of 3 bad towers. Now, this is by far the worst of the 3, I'm pretty sure. Crossmaster at least has decent mob damage, but this mob damage is ass. You usually get the Super Maelstrom for the late game, or rather the mid game, because high pierce. But now that part of the game has passed. Oh, also, it doesn't have lead popping, does it? So it's completely worthless against DDTs. Great. Great. And no, I don't think it's worth it to go for a mid, but just for the Super Maelstrom. Although, it is actually useful for Etienne, because his UCAV, perma UCAV, does not hit lead. I think you need to use the ability, right, for it to hit lead? Yeah, wait a minute, this is sussier than I thought, because UCAV doesn't even hit lead until level 20 if I use the ability, so frick it. We gotta get a Sabo, and hopefully it comes up for the start of round 90. I'm actually not worried about 90, but I am worried about the other DDT rounds. Once again, the fact that I dropped all 3 bad towers means I now gotta save enough money for mob damage on round 100, because 2 of these 3 towers are absolutely worthless against bads. And the third one isn't too great either. Really early Sabo? That should give enough time for a crossbow to do the work, yeah. I don't know why I was worried about that round. It's not a straight line. This round, though, we at least have to be mildly concerned about those ZMGs in the back, that's why. We're getting them more pressed now to give us a lot of time to stall them. And nice. Perma UCAV unlocked. I think I'll use a Maelstrom this round, but hopefully that's all I need, right? Yeah, okay, so far so good. Once again, Salvo for 93. I'm actually going to move this early so that I can fit a submarine. Also, crap, I think I just realized that this map only allows you to fit 1 water tower. Oh no. But if I can't do 2 first strikes, then it has to be Spike Storm. But Spike Storm is really rough on this map because half of the spikes are going to go to waste on around 100. I'm kind of scared about that, low-key. Anyways, let's not worry about round 100 for now. Let's think about DDTs. I think they go on the very longest lane, right? 95 and 99? I sure hope so. Now, question is, do I also use the UCAV to beat round 95 for me? Because 96 is going to be the straight line round, but I won't have level 20. Is that a bad thing? Which round should I be more concerned about? Well, first off, let's just see how they go. 30 DDTs? Wait a minute, I don't even need Sabo. What? Well, I guess it's because Relentless, and it's not fortified. Oh, also crap, no. It's a short lane. My bad. 97, I think, is the long lane. Okay, so that was a really late Sabo. It means I 100% won't have for 96. For 96, let's just get another more press. I'm scared. And once again, I'm hoping that the rest of the money can just be thrown into getting a single target for around 100. Let's drop the Maelstrom here to start off 96. I think, again, I'm gonna hold on to level 20 UCAV. That's our most important ability. You can't just use it whenever. I think I might have been overly paranoid this round, though, right? I feel like we're good. Stalls plus Spirit is a decent strategy because you get a lot of time to just build up damage on the tower. And 96 cleared. I've also got a decision to make. Do I use Sabo on 98, hoping that it comes up 99? Or do you think I can just beat 98 without the Sabo? Decisions. Also, holy crap. I'm hoping the Spike Factory can tank the SRAMs for us. 97 was speedy there. Yeah, this is so annoying. I only have one shot to do this. I will press Sabo, and if it looks like I'm not going to get the ability up before the round ends, then I guess I'll quickly panic drop a second Sabo, but I hope not. I hope this round stalls long enough. Surely it should, right? Surely it should. Again, can't use level 20 UCAV because I won't have her 99. Oh god, the lane isn't very long though. I don't know. The Spike Factory cannot hold that much. I think I'm dead. No, I gotta use it. I'm dead. I'm 100% dead to some round in the future. Right? Like, look at that Sabo cooldown. Do we think that's enough time? I am so freaking cooked if it's not enough. I also hope that the level 20 UCAV stays up long enough. I'm just gonna outbuff a Spike Storm Frigate and hope I have enough here. Please, please, please. Let me activate it. Oh, it's pretty late. It's pretty late. Come on. Come on, crossbow. Do it for me. Nice. And now 4k to have enough mob damage for around 100. The stakes do be crazy for the final round. I think I'm just gonna buy a stronger stimmy. And 420, I don't know. And I should just use the Spike Storm immediately, right? Yes, actually, let's wait a little bit for intersection. So don't waste as much. How much damage does this do? 3,000, sketchy. Drone Swarm. This now. Remember, look at the last damage phase. We need the last damage phase for this to work. That does not look good so far. I'm dead. End my life, man. End my life. End it right now. I have to hope the Spike Factory builds enough spikes. God damn it. Yeah, it's not enough. Wait, it might be. It might be. Last second? Okay, now I'm actually mad. That's 400 damage off. I'm not kidding. 400. Oh, I think in hindsight, I should have used it at this point because there's more overlap in the backside for the spikes. You know what I mean? Let's see again. Use the ability. I won. God damn it. Again, like doing it on the first try, blind kind of be like that. We won, but I think we just gotta do the whole strategy again, but not mess up round 100. So see you when I get there again, I guess.
More moments later.
Alright, we're back. This time my plan is I am getting the first strike last. Spike Storm first, because it can be used for DDTs. Now, I think my 98 run was a little bit too fast of a kill, so I'm not gonna have the ability up. Come on. Hopefully it doesn't matter. The green UCAV is still up, so that's good. That's good. Sabo now. Nice clutch. And we're back to the same place. Surely we should be fine this time. Remember what I did last time. Don't activate the Spike Storm until I would say it now. And so that's a lot more spikes. And so, first strike wins the game. Easy. Told ya, that was all we had to change. And we did it. All 3 D tier towers in Chimps. And Black Border to boot. And just for proof of Black Chimps badge, there we go. Nicely added to Last Resort. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Make sure to check out these videos if you haven't already, and use code ISAB in the shop if you haven't. Thanks.